Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lowali Boy, can call me OJ. Today we are going to talk about investments. Everyone talks about investment. The guy on YouTube video talks about investment. The lady on YouTube talks about investment. So what makes mine special? What makes mine different? The way I'm going to talk about investment today is literally different from the way everyone talks about investment, because I'm going to focus on one very aspect on investment that's going to affect my viewers' life positively at the moment. We are going to talk about the forms of investment, the types of investment, and focus and drill down on one type of investment. So get ready, get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be interessante. So, what is an investment? An investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income or increase in appreciation over time. Before moving on, we need to talk about assets and liability. What is an asset, and why is it important for us to know the difference between these two variables? When it comes to making more money or saving more money, remember, I didn't say making money, I said making more money. Technically, we all know how to make money, or we all have a way of making money, either by working and getting paid or getting allowances, but we spend more than we keep. Meaning, for example, hypothetically, you get paid $300 a week and spend $250 on bills or some other stuff. Then by the end of the week, you ended up with $50 only. But when you know the difference between assets and liability, it's gonna help you in order to save more money. So, what is the difference between an asset and liability? An asset is simply an item that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is an item that takes money out of your pocket. Asset makes your pocket fat and your bank account cheesing and you happy, because when you have more money, you're happy. When you have less money, you pretty much aren't happy. What liability does is take money out of your pocket, but asset puts money in your pocket. And why do we need to know the difference between assets and liability? Meaning, when we have more asset, when we acquire more asset, we're gonna have more money to ourselves. So whenever an investment opportunity comes, we are going to take action, because investment requires you to put something down. And what you put out for investment is money. You need to put down money in order to invest. But when you don't have money to invest, you can't invest. And what liability does, reduce your opportunity of participating in an investment adventure. Acquiring more asset is the key to becoming wealthy. If you want to know more about asset and liability, I'm going to talk about that extensively in my next video. I'm not really going to go deep into it today because that's not the topic for today, but briefly, I hope you guys understand it. And on my next video, I'm going to talk about it more in detail. Okay, back to investment. My main goal on this channel is to educate the younger generations, which are generally the Gen Zers, the younger millennials, which means most of my topics are going to be things that are presently going to affect the younger generation life positively. And just sit tight, guys. I'm here for you. I'm going to provide you as much information as I can, and we are going to be here to learn together and grow forward. Okay, back to investment. There's basically three types of investment, but these investments are broken down into multiple forms. And these types of investment are ownership investment, lending investment, and cash investment. The only type of investment we are going to talk about today is ownership investment, because that's the one that's going to affect most of my viewers positively at the moment. Let's take a look at ownership investments. As an individual, we all have stuff we own, but we don't own the same stuff. Does that make any sense? We all have stuff we own, but don't own the same stuff. I guess you get the joke. Ownership investment is the word, as the word implies, is an investment that we own. It's yours. It belongs to you. You own it. You have access to it. For example, stocks investment. When you own a stocks investment, you own a portion of a company. You own a piece of that company. The portion of that company that you own all depends on your stake on the company, or how much you invested in that company, or how much shares of that company you own. And stocks investment is one form of investment we would extensively talk about on this channel, because our goal here is to make more money. And what's even better, making money in your sleep. Your stocks is going to make more money for you. Your money is going to work for you now. You're not working for money. You're putting your money to work. The next form of ownership investment is a business. Business, business, business. Shout out to all our entrepreneurs. Keep on thriving and never give up. Business. This form of investment is different because it does not require only money to own it. It requires your time, energy, and idea. People turn their idea into business. You wake up one day, you have a bright idea, you have a brilliant plan, and you turn it into a business. Now it's up to you to make sure that business is successful or not. So, how is a business an investment? The business itself is not your investment. The money and time you put into creating that business is your investment. And the success of your business is the vehicle to grow your money. And you get paid dividends from the profits off of your company sales, which is a beautiful investment. Now, why do I say business is a vehicle that grows your investment? Now, let's think about it. Let's use Tesla company for an example. When Elon Musk created Tesla, he invested his money into the company. Technically, his money is not growing. This is the size of his money when he created the company. Then the company kept on growing in size and in value. Now the size of his company became this big and the size of his investment also became this big, meaning the company grew and the money invested into the company grew alongside the company. This is why your money invested into that company is your investment, and the success of your company is great for you and your invested money. Real estate is also a form of ownership investment, but this will be a topic for a different day. As the main form of investment I'll be emphasizing more on today will be education. I know some of you might ask, why am I skipping real estate investment? And this is why. Most of my audience are teenagers, basically Gen Zers, which is the buzzword on this channel. Gen Z, Gen Zers, iGen. And I personally want to talk about things that would significantly affect my audience life at the moment. But if you guys want me to talk about real estate investment, I'll be much more excited to talk about it. Just go in the comments and you say talk about real estate investment, and also leave your thought about why you want me to talk about it, and I will talk about it. And also smash the like button so more people can see these videos and more people can learn and grow with us. Let's go. Now, the fourth form of ownership investment that we will talk about is education, and this is the main topic that we will talk about on this video today. Before moving forward, I would like to make a clarification because some cohort do not refer to education as a form of investment, meaning they don't think education is an investment, which I totally believe is wrong. But looking back at the definition of what an investment is, this is where I make my stand about the fact that education is a form of investment, because earlier we defined investment as an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income. Now think about it. 8 out of 10 times we educate ourselves in order to acquire a financial reward. If you disagree with me, I would love to know your thought, and because we are all here to learn, so feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'm also coming back to you. Now think about it. You invest your time and money into educating yourself, into learning more. Why are you doing it? The main goal is to make more money. That certificate is an asset that appreciates over time. Okay, now we understand why education is a form of investment. Now let's talk about the downside and upside of an investment. For everyone experienced with investment, like stocks or running a business, I know some of you guys, even though you are teenagers, some of you guys have your own business that you run, and that's great. Just keep going. I know it's not easy, but just keep going. You are gonna make it out. So back to what I was saying, running a business or owning a couple stocks, we understand there's a bad and good investment. Not all investment comes out to be successful. Not all ideas comes out to be successful. So when you're venturing into investing in your education, there are 3 key questions that need to be answered. And these questions are, why am I investing my time and money in this education? 2, what am I expecting from this education, and is it realistic? 3, what is the reward to risk ratio? Now let's dive into them and explain it more and break it down. Why am I investing my time and money in this education is an important question that needs to be answered. Is this what I really want to do, or am I just doing it because my advisor said it's what's best for me? Or because my parents said they want me to be a lawyer? You need to have an internal dialogue with yourself about why you want to dedicate 4 years of your life to these majors. It's not going to be an easy journey. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be difficult times. And not having a strong conviction or a very strong reason that's going to keep you moving on will only break you down along the way. The great investor Warren Buffett says, only invest in what you understand. Your education is really important to you, so only invest in what you really want to do. Invest your time and money in education that you really want to acquire, because along the line you will need this conviction to keep you going. Please watch to the end. I have an important thing to tell you guys. Question number 2. What are you expecting from this education? And is it realistic? Education does not have to be acquired in a classroom or in college. Education can be acquired in various means. Why do you seek this education is a question you need to ask yourself. What are your expectations? Is it to work less and have more money and time to yourself and family? Is it to help your community? Is it to create the business that you are very passionate about? Or is it to acquire more wealth than your average neighbors? What are your expectations? And is it realistic? Meaning, do you want to be a teacher but can't stand kids? Or are you expecting to earn a $200,000 yearly income, but your current education path can only average a $80,000 annual income? Now, in situations like this, you need to list out your options and what you believe will be best for you and your lifestyle. You can go to school to acquire a degree that will only average a $70,000 yearly income when you want to live a $150,000 yearly income lifestyle. It's just an unreal expectation. So in this case, you'll pick an educational path or option that will lead you closer to your expectation from a job. Or do you want to work in an office but your current education path will provide you a job that will require you to travel from locations to locations? You need to review your options again and pick what's best for you. You need to find that majors that will lead you to your desired destination in life. We fail to understand that our life is a business, and business needs to be taken care of in a way it would be successful. The United States as a country is a huge business with the main goal of standing as the #1 greatest country in the world, and the top priority of this country is to make money. Same as your life is a business. Invest your time in money and education that will lead to the success of your business and meet your business expectation, meaning your life expectation and your personal expectation. Now, the third question, what is the reward to risk ratio? For every single investment being made, risk to reward is a priority. It's a question that needs to be asked and answered. This is the one part most amateur investors don't pay attention to. When it comes to education, the risk is somewhat offset by the government through financial aid. Tuition is not your only risk. 4 years of your life is also at jeopardy if you take the wrong educational path. You should always ask this question before enrolling to college. Do I really want to spend 4 years of my life doing something I don't want to do, or something I'm not interested in, when I could spend that time learning skills that would really aid my life development towards my financial goal? Or I would spend 4 years of my life in pursuit of my education in college, and how can I reduce the cost? And how can I get the most out of it? Meaning, how can I get the most out of this college? There are two individuals when it comes to investing in an education. The one that knows what he wants to do and what form of education he or she needs. And the one that knows what he wants to do but doesn't know what form of education he or she needs to get. And I'm going to try my best to explain this way better so you could be able to pick the best option for yourself. Okay, so let's say you're that person that decided what form of education you need to invest in. Also, you've determined what your expectations are after investing in this education, right? That's great. Now it's time to look for the risk to reward in order to move forward, meaning where do you need to get your education from? How much would it cost you? How much can you minimize the cost on your side? And how can you get the best from your educational source? Now you need to ask yourself, how much will financial aid cover? How much debt would you have to carry, meaning student loan debt, and how can you get the best from that college? This is when you review your options. Look for a good college at a good price and offers the best teachers and learning tools. You don't have to go to an expensive college because all your friends did. That's their business. Mind your own business and cater for it because your life is your own business. Make sure you cater for it till it's successful. After deciding on what college, you do the math. How much is financial aid gonna cover and how much out of pocket debt would you have to walk away with? If it's a high debt ratio, keep on searching for a better college. There are going to be better opportunities for you. You don't want to accumulate a huge student loan debt because it will hurt your pocket and the reward from your investment. So keep the risk very small and the reward is going to be big as a result. If you can't afford to pay out of pocket, but you select a college would require you to pay out of pocket, before graduating high school, do as much research as you can in order to get a full scholarship to your desired college. Damn, that's a risk-free investment, and that's the best form of investment ever. I know there's gonna be a catch to it, but it's worth the reward. Now let's take a look at the next individual that knows what they want, but not sure if college is the best place to get their education from. You're most likely right. For example, an individual planning to run a business does not need to go to college for a business class. What you need is someone that's been able to run a successful business at your field of line and learn from them. Of course, it wouldn't be free, but now that's where your time and money will be invested in order to get educated by them. Instead of spending 4 or 2 years in a classroom full of books with little to no practical knowledge, when you could go learn from someone that's already been successful at your field of business and learn from them how they did it, what they had to do in order to be successful, then you take that knowledge and move forward into creating your business and modifying it and doing better at it. Now, this form of investment is more risky, and that's why your college advisor would not advise you to do that, and neither would your parent advise you to get a non-college education. And this are why the education expenses are most likely out-of-pocket expenses. No government coverage, no financial aid, no fast forward, any other stuff like that. And there is a higher risk, but the reward is extremely high because when you're successful at your business, you are really gonna reap a greater reward from it. So before investing your time and money into education, you need to know why you are investing your time and money into it, what your expectations are, and the reward to risk ratio from it. I'm a strong believer that if you don't know what to do yet, as in career-wise, don't just go to college for the sake of it. Instead, find your passion or attend multiple internships and you will find your calling. Or look for what you do best and nurture it. For example, if you know you're an excellent fashion designer, you should head straight to a fashion designing school and work as an intern with fashion designing companies instead of going to college, spend 4 years receiving a degree that you would probably never use because it's not related to your field of interest. But if you know your calling and you know what to do, run for it. Find that college that's best for you and minimize your risk as much as possible. Minimize the cost that's gonna come from your side as much as possible. And chase your dreams and go for it. Take over the world and kill it.